Well, after narrowly losing 1-0 in the Champions League final, it's time we dust ourselves down in the summer, have a little bit of a rebuild. Not too many signings, but start get rid of the rubbish players, sign some world-class players, and potentially some wonder kids. And hopefully next season, we win the whole thing. So that's the Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Champions League. We're going to win everything. Hello, welcome to Club 4 Part 5 of the Globe Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we do have our summer transfer window, which I don't know where we're going to go up to. I think probably at the very least we'll definitely go up to the beginning of the new season. Whether we go up to Champions League fixture release day remains to be seen. It depends on what sort of start we have to the season, or it depends how much business we can get done between now and the start of the new season. Obviously, if you didn't see yesterday's episode, we did end up finishing fourth in the table, which did get us Champions League football, and obviously we did lose in that very important Champions League final, which if we had won that, this season would have been just like a season where we try and win everything, but just didn't quite pan out that way. So, but I do think we are strong enough to win the Champions League. We just need to do a little bit of a squad improvement, and hopefully the squad should be good enough. Let's take a look at the end of season review. Obviously, Premier League didn't really go to plan, but I was only here for half a season. But they did want us to get Champions League qualification, and we did that. They also wanted us to reach the latter stages of the Champions League, and we did that. So FA Cup, Carabao Cup, nothing to do with me. FA Cup, I mean, partly to do with me. We got knocked out in the third round on penalties, which hopefully we could do a lot better. But obviously, we only signed three players. Obviously, Musa Yakini looks like he's going to be a very good player. Obviously, Sergio, don't need to know a lot about him. He's just a superb centre back. Then obviously, Sydney will be going back to Real Betis. I don't think we're going to get him in permanently. Then I think that's probably it in terms of who's going to be staying. I don't know. I don't know how many players are going to be going, so we'll see on that. Let's see what the board want us to do next season. So they want us to work within the wage budget. That is fairly doable. We've got quite a bit left in the wage kitty and quite a lot of transfer budget. Play possession football, not really my style, but we'll go with it. Play entertaining football. Play high tempo pressing football. That seems fine with me. Sign players to sell for profit. That's completely fine. Sign wonder kids. That's the main objective for that. Maintain the best youth system in the country. Do we really? I don't. We'll see what youth players we've got in there. I don't think we have anyone decent. Grow the club's reputation. That's all fine and standard contract stuff. Minimum 4-year contracts for first team players, and anyone else 1-2-year contracts for anyone over the age of 30. That seems fine. Then the 5-year plan is basically try and win everything next season, qualify for the Champions League. That's what they want to do. I think we'll try and do that. Probably try and win the league, because I think we are good enough from what I've seen. I think we're absolutely fantastic. Then Champions League, reach a quarterfinal again. No objectives for the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, so we'll try and win those competitions as well. Because don't think the past well, whether we were with West Brom, I don't think we got very far in that competition. But let's talk to the lads, see what they think. We will obviously tell them qualify for the Champions League, but between you and me, I want to win the Premier League title. But Stephen Essien agrees that we can qualify for the Champions League, despite the fact we got to the final. I reckon we can win the whole thing. I've got nothing else to talk to you about. Some of you might come back for the next season. Some of you might not come back at all. Obviously, we are. Let's where are we? Yeah, 5 weeks. That's fine. Where are we going for the pre-season? I'm presuming just staying in England. Obviously, it's the 1st of June. I haven't really thought about who's going to be staying, who's going to be going. So I think we'll probably just come back. Probably beginning of the transfer window opening, whenever that is. I don't remember when the English transfer window exactly opens. I think it's like middle of June, which we don't have long. I think we do have one player coming in. At least I hope we do. We do have a goalkeeper coming in, so hopefully he's turns out to be a great goalkeeper. So when the transfer window opens, I'm assuming he joins when the transfer window opens. He might join in July. So hopefully, let's meet our new goalkeeper. Well, it's the opening day of the transfer window. We are due to sign, obviously, we're going to be able to meet our new goalkeeper very shortly. But I just thought I'd take a look at the transfer room and see if we've been rumoured with anyone. So as you can see, we are rumoured with a player called Curtin, who's a attacking midfielder, but can also play defensive midfielder, but can't play centre mid. He can sort of play centre midfielder, but it's not really positioned. It's sort of a position that we need, but I don't think he's our type of player. 28 years old. He's getting on the older side of things. That's the only player we've been. We'll give him a little bit of a scout as well. We'll give him some more scouts because I mean, scout rating doesn't rates him as a C, so he doesn't look great. Ivan Acevedo has been rumoured with a move to 2 clubs. He is out of contract, so he's definitely going to be leaving the club. Harry Osborne rumoured with a move to San Sebastian. I think he's a player I wouldn't mind trying to keep for at least this season. But obviously, if he goes, he goes. Potentially £48 million. Giorgio Santonio's been rumoured with a move to West Brom. Don't really want to let him go because he is very much going to be our backup striker. And obviously has room for improvement. £28 million he's been rumoured for. I don't think we've been rumoured with anyone else. Alberto Berbero, rumoured to have moved to Manchester United. I mean, £148 million. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's his minimum for release. Because as much as I want to buy him, I don't really want to sign him for 100. I mean, didn't really have a great season. Didn't have as many assists as last year. Where did they fit? 6th. I mean, they really dropped off, didn't they? They really, really dropped off. I mean, what even happened after we left them? If we could find the fixture scheduled, did they lost in the quarterfinal of the Europa League against Newcastle? But we left them after the Valencia game. So since then, it was all right up until like end of March, and it just felt to pot. So yeah, it wasn't. That's not ideal at all. But on the positive note, we are signing a new goalkeeper. He does look pretty good. Leads the loan offer for Antonio. I think we're probably just going to reject that. So let's meet our new goalkeeper. He does look pretty decent. His name is Alvaro Prieto. He's a Spanish goalkeeper, 24 years old. 3 stars of capability, 4 stars of potential. He was showing up as like 5 stars, 4.5 stars of potential when we first made the bid for him, but it appears to me he's downgraded a little bit. But he's got lead in Premier League, star player potential. That is very good news. He comes in from Levante for £68 million. This money came out of last season's transfer budget, so it really hasn't really cost us anything in terms of coming out of this season's transfer budget, so nothing for us to worry about. It does look like a pretty decent goalkeeper, 6'2", so and quite good with both feet. So that's why I like to look out for a goalkeeper. Is he good with both feet? Yes, he is. I'm going to sign him. Not really. That's not really a look for him. Giorgio Santonio, loan offer. He's a wonder kid as well. I didn't realise that. I don't know. We'll reject it for now. We might go out on loan later on in the summer, but for now we're gonna keep him with the squad. But this is the squad at the moment. I don't think we have anyone currently out of contract this season. We've got a few players out of contract next season, such as the likes of Mouche McFadden is a player that I do want to keep at the club mainly because he is homegrown and he's a decent player. Played all right. Played loads of games for us the past season or two. Mouche's out of contract, but I think he's a player that we'll definitely use much more of next season. I think Morris, we rejected a loan move, but I definitely want to get him gone permanently. Yeah, so we'll write some offers. We're not going to get very much money for him, so I think he can definitely go. And Galima is obviously a player we definitely want to keep, possibly offer him a new contract. Ray Mourinho, same with him. He's going to stay. Richie Mitchell probably stay as a backup. Then Pizarro probably will end up going. So definitely one of those two goalkeepers will end up going. Pizarro probably end up retiring next year. Dordavic, similar to Sir, he can definitely go. We can get a nice little bit of money for him. We can get £12 million for him, so that's plenty of money. He's not going to get anywhere in the team. Same with Thomas Hughes. Again, we can always. He's not great. Didn't really play too many games last year. Certainly when I came in charge. So we're definitely going to get him gone, and we can hopefully get 22 million. That's not too bad for a fringe player. I would take that. Then obviously, I think Below can say, then I think we definitely need to get rid of the boom because looking at his current ability, not great, and we can definitely bring in a better left back because Osborne's not that great, so we could do bringing in a world class left back. No moves for the boom at the moment, but he will definitely be getting a move. Same with Harvardale. Don't really need three strikers, and he just wasn't great last season, so nothing yet for him. So, but hopefully those two players will definitely go out at some point. So I think we'll give it. At least 3 to 4 weeks before we do any more updates. So hopefully by then, so possibly beginning to mid of July, hopefully we should have sold a few more players and possibly bought in at least, hopefully, two more players, and hopefully they're world class. Well, we do have just over 2 weeks left to go before the start of the season, and that start of the season does look fairly simple. The likes of not Selfie, who's the hell is Selfie? Southampton, Chelsea, Aston Villa is a very easy start, so I think we probably will go straight through to Champions League release day. Obviously, do a little bit of an update before we play Southampton, then we'll go through to Champions League release day, see who we get, and see how good our start of the season is. But we have signed a lot of players, and we have also sold a lot of players. Allow us to say goodbye to the people that have departed the club. Started off with Chris Thomas Hughes. He has joined Fulham for a fee of £22 million. Liverpool signed him for 40. I mean, Arsenal made the biggest mistake of signing him for £102 million. I mean, for what? I don't know. Why? Because he never really set Brighton alight, apart from that season where we had 8 and 8. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's Arsenal way for spending for you. I mean, Liverpool. That wasn't really anything to do with me. The 40 million, but we have sold him for a very cheap price, 22 million, but it's not too bad. Obviously, we know Alvaro Prieto came in on the back end of last season. Says that he's a backup. I think we're very much going to play him as our first choice for now, but we'll see how it goes. But we have signed. Who the hell are these guys? They're trialists, so none of them have joined the club, but we have sold a hell of a lot of players this season. Velmar Dordavic has joined Galatasaray for £11 million. Again, a huge loss. Liverpool paid 56 million for him. What did he play? 22 games. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm glad to get him out of the door. Ivan Achevedo joined Fulham on a free transfer. There's multiple other youth players that have gone out to different clubs. Daboob, did join Al Hilal for £15 million. Again, another huge loss, but yeah, he's out the door, so that's good to see the back of him. Yeah, Maurice has joined Karlsruhe for £1.3 million. That's a profit because he came through our youth system, so that's very, very good. Then Ayub Belou, who's a player I didn't really want to get rid of, but we did make a promise if a bid of over 20 million came in, we'd have to accept it. So he's joined Tottenham Hotspur for £24 million. So again, a slight loss, but not too much of a loss. And our most recent sale was Harvard Darwin. He is joined QPR for £13 million, and that was a slight profit, which was very good considering you only paid £6 million, 13 million. Not too shabby, that is. I mean, look at his value now. He certainly didn't perform like that, but we have signed 3 players. There will be other players coming in due course. First up, we've got Ivan Moreno, who's a Spanish centre back. We love the Spanish here at Liverpool. We really do. He's 23 years old, 3.5 stars of current ability, 4.5 stars of potential. Leading Premier League player, can become even better. He comes in from QPR for £68 million. I mean, it's not too bad. I think probably could have got away with paying a little less. I don't know how much of this was up front, or I think it was like 50-50 on installments. So yeah, not too bad that. He looks like a very decent player there. Next up, we've got Dominic Kuzma, who's a Swedish centre midfielder, can play as the attacking midfield role, channel midfielder, so that's very useful. So I think we'll probably be playing him in the attacking midfield role, swapping him out with Ngalima, because they're two very, very good midfielders. I'm not sure who's going to start, but I'm sure we'll find out. But he's got 4 stars of capability, lead in Premier League. Not really going to improve that much, but he comes in from PSV, only £27 million. So that's quite a cheap transfer for such a good player. Look at his value now. That is one hell of a bit of business. I think PSV, I don't know if he's transfer listed for 27 million, but it just does seem very cheap for such a good quality. Well, I don't know if he's a good player yet, but I mean, he looks a very good player, but hopefully he can set the world alight this season. Then next up, we've got Sergio Ross, who's another Spanish player, left back. 3 stars of capability, 3.5 stars of potential. Leads in Premier League, could improve slightly. He comes in from Atletico Pamplona for £58 million. Again, judging by his value, I think we paid just the right amount for him. Probably could have tried to haggle Pamplona down a little bit, but I'm happy with £58 million for him. As long as we get some decent performances out of him. Does have some decent physical stats, and but the set pieces not so much, but that's not really anything to do with him. But he does look like a decent player. So this is the squad at the moment. So obviously goalkeepers, we do have Prieto alongside Richie Mitchell and Pizarro. I think we'll definitely go with Prieto as their first choice because he's got 4 stars of potential. He's only going to get better. Then obviously right backs, we do have Yukini, and we've got Yukini. Who's the other right back? Ragab, still at the club. I think we'll probably just keep him as a backup. Then Yukini can play week in, week out. Albeit he has picked up an injury and is going to be out for 5 weeks. Then obviously centre backs, we've got Moreno, Sergio, Evan Davies, who has signed a new contract, but just on the terms he's just going to be a squad player. Then we've also got Roberto, who can also play right back, but 6'3", very much a centre back. Then obviously left backs, we do have Sergio Ross and Harry Osborne, probably as backup, but he's wanted by San Sebastian, so hopefully we can keep hold of him. But so that's the defensive and goalkeeper side of things done, and I'm very happy with the way it looks. It looks like a very solid defence, and the backups look very good as well. Then defensive midfielders, we've just got Thomas Goebel at the moment. We've rejected numerous bids from Real Madrid. He's not interested in joining them, but I do fear they might. I suspect they'll make a few more bids, but they're just going to be rejected anyway. So we do need another defensive midfielder, but we've got plenty of time to go until the start of the season, and we've got plenty of time before the transfer window slams shut. There's central midfielders. Obviously, do have Dominic Kuzma alongside Tyler McFadden and John Ngalima. So definitely got 2 great midfielders. One decent, all-right midfielder. Then obviously Ngalima. What role can he play? He can do a channel midfielder, but his best role is very much the attacking midfield role. So maybe potentially another channel midfielder. Maybe the likes of Dave Leclerc could potentially come in, depending on how much money he is going to cost. Obviously, he's a very good midfielder, so definitely keep an eye on him. Then right wingers, we do still have Vincenzo Pasruti and Rafik Hamuche, two very good players. Hamuche has signed a new contract. Did he sign a new contract? Yes, he did sign a new contract, and obviously there was a Stephen Essian that's also signed a new contract, slightly lower wages, which is very, very good. Then obviously the left hand side, we've got Elias returning back from injury alongside Romarinho, two very good players. Again, aging, but two very good players. Then strikers, we do have Stephen Essian and Georgios Antonio. So judging by this, it's literally a defensive midfielder and a channel midfield of some flavor. So that is it's very simple. How much money do we have left to spend? 96 million. And we've got 1.5 million in the wage budget. I mean, we could just do that, couldn't we? And that still gives us at least 100. I mean, that's just ridiculous. We might potentially get Dave McCraw in. We might just get two world class players in. I don't really know what to buy with this. I've never had this amount of money to spend in all my managerial career over the past 18 years. This is the most amount of money I've had to spend, and I think it's quite a daunting task. But hopefully, by the time we get around to our first game of the season, we should hopefully have signed the two players that we need, and hopefully no one has left. Well, we have made it to the start of the brand new Premier League season, and I am pleased to announce I have brought in the two players that I wanted to get in. One of them I wanted to get in, the other one pretty much a backup. There was other options out there, but I just didn't know who to bring in. But if we're not happy with him, we can always replace him in January. But first comes in our channel midfielder, that is Dave LaCroix, who I mean really needs no introduction. Apart from he's 23 years old, and didn't realize he was that young. 4 stars of capability. He's absolutely brilliant. He is a world class midfielder. Still only 16 caps for Netherlands. I mean, that is quite outrageous. But we have bought him in obviously from Real Betis for 100 million. Did we seriously? Seriously, did we actually pay 102 million? Wow. Wow. Betis made a loss. I mean, that is quite ridiculous, but we did pay £100 million for him. He's valued over 200 million. He is one hell of a player. He's going to be the difference maker this season, in my opinion. Not being biased, but he's just absolutely on another level. Then next up, we've got Oscar Mario, who is a French defensive midfielder, 23 years old, 2 stars of capability, 3.5 stars of potential. Good Premier League player, could potentially be a leading Premier League player. He comes in on loan from Atletico Pamplona for the whole of the season, very much just as a backup. Can also play centre back, but realistically at 5'9", don't really want him at the back, so it'll be a backup defensive mid to Goebel, who is still at the club. No other bids from Real Madrid. So with that squad in mind, let's take a look at the season preview. So we are predicted to finish third, which not too bad. Essien is in the dream 11. What's the predicted 11? So Prieto, yeah, Ros, Moreno, Sergio, Roberto, probably not Roberto at left, right back. Possibly first game of the season, I'm not sure. Kushma, Lacroix, and Galima. It's somewhat decent. Can Kushma actually play defensive midfield? I don't think he can. And obviously Elias on the left, Essien not on the right. He'll be up front. Hamuche probably out on the right. So I'd say that's pretty much spot on. So I'm feeling fairly confident when it comes to the first few games of the season. So we will carry on with the original plans. So hopefully we do get off to a good start to the season. Possibly 2 wins from 2, possibly 3 wins from 3, depending on when Champions League fixture release date is. So let's reveal the Champions League fixtures, and hopefully we're top of the table. It is Champions League release day. Before I do reveal who we shall be playing, let's take a look and see how good the season has been. As you can see, you can always see some of the fixtures, but since the start of the season, we did have a 4-1 win over Southampton, with the goals coming from Ngalima Essien, who had 2, and Vincenzo Pasciuti. Then we did follow on with a 3-1 win over Chelsea, with the goals coming from Elias Essien and Serge Ragab. Then we did have a 3-3 draw against Aston Villa. It wasn't our finest game, so we were 3-1 down in that game. Then Essien got a second goal in the 68th minute, and Ngalima scored in the 7th minute. Then McFadden with a 95th minute equaliser to put us third in the table. It's not too bad. 2 points behind Man United, who is coming up very, very soon. But let's take a look at the Champions League fixtures, running by obviously the first game is against Young Boys. Judging by the first half, and it's pretty simple. Obviously, Young Boys up first, they're followed by Athletic Bilbao, then Sporting CP, Dynamo Zagreb. Then the second half of the league phase, we've got Club Rouge, followed by Galatasaray. Then the final 2 games followed by Atletico Madrid and Borussia Dortmund. So apart from the last 2 games, pretty simple, I'd say. Yeah, we should be through to at least the knockouts, but at least the playoffs by the time we play Atletico Madrid. So yeah, it's fairly simple, and obviously the league is going quite well. We haven't signed anyone else yet, but we have had numerous offers for Antonio, which I don't really have any interest in selling him, but you never know. We've still got literally just under a week to go of transfer window, so he might be gone in the next episode. He might not be. I don't know. I hope he doesn't go, because I think he's going to be a top player. Probably not this season, but definitely in seasons to come, whether I'm still here or not here. Obviously, we've got 2 seasons left to win the Champions League. Hopefully that run to the final starts tomorrow. So in tomorrow's episode, we will be playing our first games against Man United and our Champions League phase game against Young Boys. So hopefully 2 massive wins, and we start our road to the Champions League final. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.